most aggressively, it would be once a day. Perhaps in your club you decide that the time involved and the volunteers that we have available to do this, we really can't commit to doing it once a day, but we probably can get the updating done 2 or 3 times a week. That's okay. Make the commitment that you can stick to and deliver consistently day in and day out, week in and week out. Because once you've started it, you want to keep it up. Okay. A way to ensure that you're able to be active and consistently active is to recruit more than one member in your community. It really shouldn't be the club president. It probably shouldn't be other officers in the club. Everybody on the board has already committed a lot of time. But there are members in your club who are very active on Facebook who no doubt would be willing to help out with this. And if you can find at least 2, if not 3 or 4 of them, it will help lessen the workload on any one of them. It will also help eliminate bottlenecks where one person is tied up and hasn't been able to update the fan page in several days. So that's a really good approach, is to get several of your members updating consistently and making sure that you have a very active, lively presence. You can give several people access. You probably don't want to give every member of the club access to your fan page, but several people can be administrators or managers, what Facebook calls admins. You do that right under the edit page link on your fan page, and once you've given a couple of members access, they can go in and update parts of the page. They all have the same access, and you'll have a committee or a group of people who can help you manage your fan page presence. Okay. Now, again, this is social networking. There is a social conversational aspect to this. So the next thing to consider doing is responding to fans. People want to talk to one another on Facebook and on other social media. That's the nature of this, because they are able to talk and ask questions and contribute. One of the questions that is no doubt going to come up is, well, what happens if somebody says something negative or inappropriate? Well, they could do that. They could do that in person. They could do that with email or write a letter. And if they did have a bad experience, they're already doing it anyway somewhere online with their family and friends. So I encourage you to not be afraid of a negative comment and to not become involved in Facebook, because there's a concern within your club that, oh, we don't want anybody to say anything bad. Most people know the rules of the road. Most people are very polite and gracious. Most people really like what your Rotary Club does. I doubt that you're going to get very many complaints or negative comments. On the off chance that you do get a negative or inappropriate comment, photo, or link to another website, your fan page managers, your admins, can go in and delete it. You have control over it. But I recommend and strongly encourage you to leave the settings open so that any fan can comment, can ask questions, can share their information with the rest of your fans. As you can see from this example, they want to do that, and it gives you an opportunity to respond to their comments and questions. It gives you the opportunity to accept their feedback. People expect that you're going to return the comment, that you're going to reach out to them when they've contacted you. This gives you an opportunity to do that. It's networking, and you never know who you're going to shake hands with on here, who's a potential member or a potential resource for your next club project. You can use Facebook as a newsletter. This again is the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. It is a nonprofit, and instead of doing a traditional newsletter in print, they actually use their fan page for photos and for announcements, for information about all of their events and their members. You could use this for a behind the scenes tour. You can create photos and photo galleries to show people what it was like at your pancake breakfast, or what it was like. The Hamilton Club every spring puts on a musical. You can show people what rehearsals were like, what it was like backstage, who was in the audience. Okay. One of the pages within your fan page is called Info. This is the place for you just to pack every bit of information about your club, when you meet, other projects that you're working on, what your priorities for community service are, how to get to your regular website, how to contact the president, the membership chairman, directions to your meeting place, all kinds of stuff that you can do right on that info page. You can create individual photos and photo galleries of your events and your members and the people and groups in your community who you've helped. You can also search, and you better believe that people in your community are searching for things to do and for ways to get help. And if they search in Google, they might find you. But if they search in Google and they search in Facebook, and you've got an active Facebook fan page, it significantly increases the opportunities for people to find you. Facebook users do search within Facebook. The search function is every bit as robust, works just like Google's does, and everything that you do on your fan page is searchable and helps your club be found. You can interact with your fans. There are polling tools. There are question tools. Polls would be a great way to ask people for feedback on your dinner, on your event. Ask them what they'd like to see done next time. Ask them to help you identify community needs and so forth. Video is a very powerful way, and its use is growing. You want to be seen as being helpful in the community. You want to be seen as having fun. You want your members and your projects and your community service to be seen. You can post video on Facebook itself. If you already have a club channel on YouTube, you can link to it. But that video is a fantastic way to introduce your club and members to the community so that they can meet you and see what it is that you do and perhaps become interested in joining you. Now, how do you get that video done? Again, I've got to believe that there are several members of your club who always bring a camera to events, who love taking photos, who love shooting video, and if you asked them and told them exactly what you needed and gave them access to your fan page, no doubt they're going to say, yeah, I'd be glad to share that and help you post that video to show off all the good things that your club is doing. Okay, that concludes the presentation on Facebook fan pages. When you quit this, you can always go back to the course content section of our Facebook area, where you're going to find 3 separate lessons, and each of those 3 lessons will show you with documents and with video how to set up your profile on Facebook if you don't already have one, how to set up your fan page and what to do with it. And then the 3rd lesson also includes information, takeaways from this session on how to use fan pages. There's a tip sheet there for 5 things to take back to your club, to talk about with your club's leadership, and to share with your club members on asking this basic question: how will your club use Facebook and a Facebook fan page to promote all of the good things that your club does in your community? There's also a bonus question on that takeaway sheet, and it asks simply, how will you use Facebook and a Facebook fan page to organize and promote your club's involvement in our District 6670 Day of Community Service, which is planned for September 11th. There's not a requirement that your club participate, but if you're interested in the Day of Community Service and you've got some ideas, or you're looking for some ideas for community projects, using Facebook would be a great way to get the word out, to ask for help, maybe raise raise money for what you need to get done on September 11th. So that last question on the takeaway sheet is intended not to require clubs to participate in the Day of Community Service, but to really prompt the discussion and to ask your club's leaders and your club's members, how could your club use Facebook to become involved and promote the September 11th Day of Community Service? This concludes our first webinar on Facebook for your Rotary Club. I hope you found it useful, and I look forward to seeing you on June 16th when we take a look at Twitter for your Rotary Club. Bye now.